Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to start up with a new band. Somebody that has been requested a few times, and most recently we thought, well, maybe we should check this out. The band is Nightwish. The song is Ghost Love Score. This is a song that was off their 5th album. They are actually a band from Finland, and they are symphonic metal. This album that the song is on is called Once. It came out in 2004, and it was kind of the big album. It's the one where they first showed up on some bigger labels as well, maybe for distribution or what have you. One of them being NEMS, which Black Sabbath was also on at one point. I know I have Black Sabbath records with the NEMS label on them, especially the first one, I think. But this was a huge song for them. It has 38 million views on YouTube, and it's one of those that it seems a lot of reactors are doing. If it's getting a good response and people want to hear it, and it's a good starting point for the band, why not? So they have a female vocalist. They're actually up to their 3rd now, who's Floor Jansen. This was recorded with their first one, Tara Turunen. This band was actually first conceived by the keyboard player. He thought, I think I'd like to create a symphonic band. It kind of reminds me of hanging out around the campfire, even though I'm a keyboard player. And something about the Finnish army. Let me see what the story says here, if I remember. We were sitting by the fire, the old gang. What if I put my own project together? The band would be acoustic. Its style would be mood music. It wouldn't be heavy metal at all. We'd have acoustic guitar, some flutes, strings, piano, keyboards, and definitely a female vocalist. So we put the band together, and let me see here. We've got somebody named Juka on drums. I've been told to listen to his performance. Marco Hietala on bass. He also does some vocals. Empu, I'm not even, these are tough names to pronounce. So Empu on guitars. Anyway, it should be fun to see. This is going to be a later version, of course, because Floor Jansen showed up in the band in 2012, which was already 8 years after the album came out. And this official live video comes from 2013. I hear nothing but good things about Floor Jansen, so I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to the drums, just based on what I've heard. I look forward to this. Adrian, have you heard of this band before?
No, that sounds pretty interesting. Symphonic metal.
Should be interesting. This is 10 minutes long, so we're going to settle in and give it a good listen.
All righty.
I think they stood true to their word that there were not a lot of guitar pyrotechnics in that. It really was more symphonic and a lot of acoustic stuff going on, although they did have the electric once in a while. But what do you think about that, Adrian?
Metal and prog and classical music combined and squared.
Yeah, that works. I definitely heard shades of Renaissance, who I love, by the way. Maybe some Genesis, maybe a little Opeth, who's another Scandinavian band. Actually, Finland is not technically Scandinavia, but same area, you know. Iron Maiden, heard a little of that in there. It was pretty interesting to me in a lot of ways, you know, because it had the big strings. There was a whole string section. There was no big guitar solo like you might expect from a lot of bands. So that was kind of fresh. I liked the 6-6-5-6 that brought us into the song and took us out of the song. I liked Floor Jansen. Her vocals were amazing.
Oh, yeah. First off, the singer is not only a soprano, and she's a true rock and roll soprano.
Well, she has a pretty hefty range, because I think she even goes well below soprano.
I imagine, yeah.
Very clear vocals that are perfect for this kind of music. You know, I also did a theater show that I was reminded of a little bit here. Remember Irish Mystique?
I remember that.
Yeah, I was part of a Celtic rock band. It was actually an Irish dance show, but a whole 2-hour show that had been written as kind of a symphonic piece, like it was supposed to be an album. Didn't end up becoming an album, unfortunately, but it was so much fun to play. And a lot of what we played sounded a lot like this. And we even had kettle drums and stuff, which they didn't necessarily have, but I could have heard kettle drums. Maybe this band has used kettle drums at some point just to really make things big. There's so much, though, in there. So, I mean, I've heard some really amazing singers in these genres, and she's certainly an amazing one. You know, she's great. Has earned the job. There's no question about that. The keyboards. I was hoping to get a better shot of the keyboards because I wanted to see what he was playing. But we never did get a shot that would show us what the keyboards themselves were. It was more like they were kind of stuck behind this coral reef or something of pipes coming up that I think could have been functional but aren't. You know, I feel like there's an actual instrument out there, maybe a medieval instrument that used something like that. You know, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was a cool idea to have the pipes built around the keyboards. I noticed there was more than one keyboard behind that.
Yeah, he had a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was also reminded that there is an organ in one of the caves here in Virginia. I live in Northern Virginia. And somebody went and carved up stalagmites. Is that what they're called?
Stalagmites or stalactites?
Wait a minute.
Depends whether they go up or down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you're right about that. He would actually chip away to get a particular tone, and then he had a little rubber mallet hit it. So you'd play the thing, and a little rubber mallet would hit, the stalagmite that associated with the key you were hitting. And so you could hear the thing. It worked so well that sometimes you couldn't hear the note you were playing for another second because it was just going through the caves and then coming back. And Anyway, it seemed to me that's an instrument this band could use.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you think about the drummer? He's a busy man in here.
Yeah. Oh, extremely confident. Really looked to be having a good time.
Yeah.
But was getting the job done. Yeah, I thought he was very solid on those rhythms. And
those are great riffs.
Yeah, I agree. Some good stuff in there. This was at Wacken, by the way. It's worth mentioning, that festival. And it was from 2013. We've seen such bands as Motorhead at Wacken. And, of course, The Warning. So it was nice to see that. It's been a big festival for a long time. The last thing that confused me a little bit was you could see in some of the visuals off stage, like that big burnt, it's like a big steer head, and he had all these fires going on in his head.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what is that about? I kept thinking of the reggae guy burning spear, except this is burning steer. Burning steerhead. Like, what is the... So I didn't quite catch that, except for the fact maybe it's another medieval thing. Fire, and ox, or whatever, whatever it was. I mean, it was in character with what was going on there. It's a cool little setup. I mean, even something like Celtic Woman, I mean, things that kind of delve into like the old folk legends and things like that. And because he's talking about campfires, well, that's where the origin, his concept first came out, was at a campfire, where he's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to make acoustic music. And he might have even said something about the army in Finland. I don't quite recall, but it kind of felt like the same vibe, so... Something kind of medievally, maybe folky a little bit, but not really. It's kind of building on that sound and that feeling.
I love the sound of the guitars too, including the bass on top of the orchestra. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the did they actually have a string section there, or was that the keyboards? I thought it was just keyboards playing strings.
Yeah, I believe it was. Double check.
You got great sounds on those keyboards too.
I'm looking. Yeah, well, see, I think that's part of why I thought that the Irish Mystique show sounded a lot like it, that I was part of, because the guy doing most of the composing for that project was using a lot of strings and orchestration. However, it was all in his keyboard. I mean, he just had really nice software. And actually, this was right about the same time. We did that show starting in 2013, same year that this dropped. So...
I remember going down to see it in 2014.
Yeah. It was fun. That was a fun thing to do. But it taught me a little bit about this type of music, symphonic rock music that's supposed to be heavy metal a little bit. It's cool stuff, for sure. I feel like I could join the band, but that's beside the point. They have a good thing going, and I enjoyed the piece. I wouldn't mind hearing a little bit more from them.
Just the visual was good too, with the pipes coming out of the keyboards or whatever. Also, did you check out that bass?
Yeah, you mean the axe?
Yeah,
looked like a hatchet. Yeah,
I
love that. I like when bands will do that with their guitars and things. There's a particular theme going on. I mean, an axe, makes perfect sense, or a hatchet, whatever. Medieval, yes, kill our food, like that kind of a thing. Yeah. So, follow the North Star, whatever that thing is. Yeah, so I like it. It's pretty cool. it's not entirely foreign to me, the whole universe that they built there. But yeah, I thought they did a really nice job with it.
Yeah, it's strange and new to me, and I like it.
Very good. Okay, well, that's good to know. All right, any closing thoughts, Adrian?
Oh, just it was just awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that I heard this.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. All right, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? If this is new to you, or if you have been a fan for a while, why don't you let us know below? If you have a particular opinion on this song, let us know what that is. If you have other suggestions for us for the future, leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us today, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you all later.